I refuse to accept despair as the final response to the ambiguities of history. I refuse to accept the idea that the isness of man's present nature makes him morally incapable of reaching up for the eternal oughtness that forever confronts him. I refuse to accept the idea that man is mere flotsam and jetsam in the river of life, unable to influence the unfolding events which surround him. I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. The bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality. I refuse to accept the cynical notion that nation after nation must spiral down a militaristic stairway into the hell of nuclear annihilation. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumphant. I believe that even amid today's mortar bursts and whining bullets, there is still hope for the brighter tomorrow. I believe that wounded justice, lying prostrate on the blood-flowing streets of our nations, and be lifted from this dust of shame to reign supreme among the children of men. I have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. I believe that what self-centered men have torn down, men other-centered can build up. I still believe that one day mankind will bow before the altars of God and be crowned triumphant over war and bloodshed and nonviolent redemptive goodwill, claim the rule of the land. And the lion and the lamb shall lie down together, and every man shall sit under his own vine and fig tree, and none shall be afraid. I still believe that we shall overcome. This faith can give us courage to face the uncertainties of the future. It will give our tired feet new strength as we continue our forward stride toward the city of freedom. When our days become dreary with low hovering clouds, and our nights become darker than 1,000 midnights, we will know that we are living in the creative turmoil of a genuine civilization, struggling to be born. Today I come to Oslo as a trustee, inspired and with renewed dedication to humanity.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We're coming straight from the hood. We the hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on the Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
Yep. 3, 2, 4, 5. We live.
Hey, we all the way live.
Hoodviewpolitics, where we go into deep, detailed dive.
A deep detail dive.
Yeah, now, bruh, this race in Atlanta has gotten real close, bruh. The runoff.
It's a little bit too close. I looked. I saw some numbers a little while ago, about 45 minutes to an hour ago, and Herschel Walker was up.
What are they do?
But
What
then
y'all
it came
doing in
back
Atlanta,
on.
Georgia, bro?
Yeah, then they got a few minutes later, he Warnock was up. So it's going back and forth. Hey, this don't make no sense, man. You supposed to be blowing this dude out. This dude is dumb as a brick.
Bruh.
I don't know, man.
The only thing about it, what I'm saying is first, it's a Republican state already, right?
It's a red state.
It's trying to turn blue one day in the future.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's a
moving
Republican
toward
state.
being a purple state.
When it comes to Congress, the state, and the Senate, the point that that's a Republican state coming into play. Now, right. It's two black candidates. We all know Republicans just did that just because, right?
Because the other candidate was black, and they think they can throw up any black candidate and get urban voters. But
yeah, so they pull the wool over Atlanta Georgians' eyes, right? But in the end, the early voting tend to lean Democratic because Democrats don't have time to take off. So
right,
whether that day off, they're gonna, if it's early, they're gonna go that day. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta give us a chance. We don't got time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you give us early voting, they give us a chance to vote. So therefore, Democratic votes will be way more leaning in the early vote, right? Now,
correct.
The day of the vote is key, right? Because you still have people on TV like Walker, Trump on TV still campaigning. So they still telling people to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Or if they see the Warnock in the head sometime in the lead and shit, that makes them get out and vote. If anything, this forces Republicans to get out and vote more. You feel me?
Right, because they start throwing, they'll start throwing all kind of lies and shit out there and all kind of falsehoods and whatnot to get the people, to get the people to get they people to run to the polls.
For example, Democrats on the other side will feel like, hey, Warner look like he got this. I don't need to vote today. You feel me? And on the other side, the Republican would be like, I need to get in here because it look like he gonna fuck around and beat Walker. You feel me? Right. So that's what you get on the date of the vote. It's a funny dynamic, yeah.
You got that right. It's a real funny dynamic.
I'm still stuck on the fact that Walker's even closer to this shit. I'm still stuck on that.
Oh, I've been stuck on that. I've been stuck that it even had to. I was stuck on it when it came to having a bill runoff. Like, really, you got to come to a runoff with this clown. Really.
Once it became a runoff, it's a toss up from there. See, Killer Mike fucked my girl up, Stacy. People don't realize when Killer Mike went on the airwaves that day we was talking about Killer Mike. I don't know if he was here. Was it on here? We was talking about Killer Mike. And he went on somebody's podcast and was talking about Stacey Abrams. Talking about, the other dude did A, B, and C. She need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Remember that day? Her motherfucking campaign torpedoed ever since then. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I remember that day we went over that. Can you hear me?
Yeah. And ever since then, motherfucking joint torpedo. She lost because of that shit. I told y'all. I knew it that night.
With his punk ass. See, that's some undercover. I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's some undercover dog whistle black on black crime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't want to call it out.
Put your hand by. Take your foot off the nigger. Put your hand by.
When you black, I ain't saying everybody black got to vote for everybody black, but you ain't got to come out. You didn't have to come out and basically swift vote the one. Agree with her policies. Don't agree with her policies. You feel the way you feel. But, to say the shit that you say, and a lot of it was garbage, to undermine that woman's campaign, you ain't shit. my estimation.
and he's a motherfucking. He already a misleader already.
It-
But that right here, what he did that to Stacey Abrams' campaign, got
That
to
that shit wasn't cool.
it got to shed a light on
That,
everybody. Got to see who Killer Mike is for who he is now. By now,
he's
you
a
got to.
punk ass.
He a
He's a
Republican,
punk ass misleader.
and again, I'm not on this joint telling you not to vote Republican, not to vote Democrat, right? But my values land with the Democrats. That's it happens like that.
Yeah,
Whoever
yeah, you
voting
know.
for the things in my life, in the black culture life, they got my vote. You know what I'm saying? Doc? And that's why I don't like
Correct.
independence. I can't stand independence because they in the middle of something of a war, really, and they sit in the middle, picking and choosing at the last minute. I hate that. I hate it.
Well, you know, I can see where you're coming from, but you know, them people is I don't know what to say. I guess they want to be informed and or they want to leave their options open or whatever. But sometimes, you know, you in this political put it like this. 20 years ago, it was cool. It was cool to be an independent because you didn't have what's going on now. But today in the days in the
Yeah,
political climate that's out there
we know
now,
exactly where everybody's staying.
you really need to you need to pick a side because everybody on all sides is bunkering down, hunkering down, and they own going to their own corners, their own tribes, and want to come out fighting. And
But my
so,
thing is, let's take the January 6th committee for example.
oh yeah,
Republicans voted against that. They didn't even want you to investigate the shit. Now think
no,
about
they
that.
want you to do nothing.
They ran in the Capitol, chased the speaker around. The vice president wanted to hang him, and you don't want to investigate that.
Nah, you do not want to investigate that.
Do that make any
That is not
sense
on your investigation list
at all? But leave it up to y'all. Y'all gonna investigate
But
Benghazi, half to death. You're gonna investigate
nah,
Biden's son, half to death.
now
But
we gonna get to that. We got to get to that one too because that's some funny shit too. Because they done
it's
found out
crazy.
what was on the laptop. You know that, right?
On who laptop?
You know, on Hunter Biden laptop,
Okay.
he had a gang of dick pics.
He said a gang of them though.
He said he had a gang of them.
So again, what Republicans gonna do is try to investigate that. Like,
Yeah, you know, one of them talking about they gonna try to invest him off some freaky shit. What the fucking freaky shit on his laptop? That's his fucking business.
I
Basically.
wish Cap was on here tonight, man, because I want somebody to speak for Republicans. Like, you pull the level for a Republican, bro. What is your thought process, man? What will make you do that? We're talking about people. All right, it was a police officer got killed on January 6th. They got families out here,
Yeah.
right? They didn't even
Yeah.
want to investigate, not alone say it even happened. They want to say it didn't even happen. You feel me?
It was a hoax. What you
It was
see,
a
what you
hoax.
thought you see, what you thought you saw, you did not see. What they saying is, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
No bullshit though, bro. It's like, bro, come on, hold up. Y'all ran the Capitol, bro. The
And
Republicans
y'all ran
don't
up
want to
in,
investigate it. Is
y'all
that
ran up in,
crazy?
y'all ran up in there in a seat of power
They had a ceremony
to
today for the
kill.
fallen soldiers, though, the fallen police officers from the
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
I saw it. I saw it when I got in not too long ago. I was catching up on the day's news. They was pointing out that some of them some of them officers that they was honoring refused to shake hands with the Republican leadership.
I'm about to show this right now. I want people to look at this, bro. I want y'all to
Look
look at
at
this.
this.
These are the leaders in Congress. We got Democrats on the left side, Schumer,
Correct.
and Pelosi. On the right side, you got the weasels. No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. You got Chuck Schumer. No, Chuck. What's his name? With the him.
You got Schumer, McConnell, and McCarthy.
McConnell is who I'm talking about. McConnell. You got McConnell, McCarthy. It's the Republicans. Now, people, brother and father was murdered that day on January 6th that they say never happened, right?
Over a lie.
Now they having a ceremony. They're having a ceremony for the fallen police officers, and the Republicans are standing there like they didn't vote against everything.
For a photo op.
No, they're standing there. Think about this situation right now. They standing there like they didn't vote against everything. January 6th, everything.
Hey, I think all of them been smoking some mighty good weed because all of them is suffering from short-term memory loss because they don't remember the shit they do from one day to the next. So and how can you sit up there and you want to honor these people? You want to honor these people and give them a medal when you sit there and said it was a hoax. It didn't happen. It was this, that, and the third.
Exactly.
But you sit up there and you feel offended, or you feel some kind of way when they don't want to shake your hand. I wouldn't shake your hand either.
It's ridiculous, bro. Now I want everybody to look at this. These are people that a police officer was killed on January 6th. They've been in a ceremony today, and they walk up with the leaders and shaking their hands. And watch what happens when they get to Republican leaders. Give Democrats kisses.
Kisses, smooches.
And walk past the hand, though. Look, his hand still out. Look at this shit, though.
Hey, that's what you call.
Watch the lady.
Hey, look at his face. He got that. Oh, you gonna leave me hanging,
look,
bro?
The hand is out. No, fuck you. Fuck you. Thank you. Fuck you.
Hey, look at Pelosi. She be like, Pelosi ready to bust out laughing like, that's what your punk ass get.
Not the kiss, though. A kiss, a hug. I love you. Here. Now you, fuck you.
I love you, Chucky Poo.
You, fuck you. Thank you. You, fuck you. You too.
Charlie, they just, hey, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word.
What?
They got shunned. They got shunned.
This.
Hey, and he got the look on his face like this motherfucker left me hanging.
Hey, he played all trying to put his hand up in his sleeve.
Right. Motherfucker, I ain't shaking your hand. You got cooties. He left his hand hanging there. Hey, look. He left his hand hanging there like he caught him playing with himself before the ceremony. I ain't shaking your motherfucker.
Bro, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Like,
yeah, that was out there.
And then you got to think about it. They had to think about that before. They was like, man, I'm not shaking their hand. You know what I'm saying? They had to think about that.
And that was good. That was a good one. But you know what? The only thing that was the only one that topped that was when Nancy Pelosi ripped up Trump's State of the Union speech. that was cold.
Oh no, man! When motherfucker walk past you, bro, and you got your
and just
hand
leave you
out,
hanging like that.
Jeez.
Oh, that's cold.
Jeez.
That was cold.
That's a tough one there.
Yeah.
Look how he looked though. Yikes. Right.
You like, motherfucker, I'm out trying to shake your hand.
Oh my God.
Don't you know I got arthritis, mother?
Bruh, I mean, the feeling they had to have that somebody would walk past you with your, after giving them 2 kisses.
Right.
Now, everybody trying to figure out what my problem with leaning Democrat, right? And you sit here seeing with your own eyes somebody literally walking past Republicans.
You gonna believe me or your lying eyes?
It's ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. fucking ridiculous.
But see, that's the problem. And that's the thing about Republicans. They don't think that their words matter, and they don't think people are actually listening. People are actually listening what they say. And that's what we try to get across to the people that tune into, our audience that tune into this podcast. You got to listen to what they say. And them people that was in there and them officers that was in there on January 6th, they heard every word that Mitch McConnell and McCarthy and Trump and this one's and that one said, and Lindsey
yeah.
Graham and all these people and people like Herschel Walker and so forth.
Hell
They
yeah.
hear you, and y'all, and I want our people, our viewers and our listeners. I want look. Open your ears. Take a few minutes out your day. You got to open your ears and listen to what they say, because if you did, you wouldn't shake their hand either.
Yeah. That's tough if you lose your family member or something in the joint that's on camera,
Right.
but everybody voting against. Then stand in front of your face like they didn't vote against it. It's crazy.
Right. And they act like they didn't vote against it. And then they just talk real greasy about the shit. Like mother,
The shit
y'all
odd.
lying. Yeah, because you basically, these people got out, they suffered. They got the scars to prove it. You know what I'm saying? They got out and told a story about what really happened up there in that Capitol in January 6th. They put their lives on the line, and some people even lost their lives. And you got the nerve to sit
Exactly.
out there and basically what the Republicans did was they called them people liars. Now we don't believe nothing y'all say.
With a dead family member. That don't make no sense, bro.
Right. So
Same thing they call corona hoax with dead family members. Like that don't add up, bro.
right, you didn't sit there and watch. You didn't sit there and watch your family member cough to death, and and somebody get out there and tell you, well, well, if you inject bleach, you be all right.
They listen to their boy with that dumb shit. So right now the race is 50-50, which to me is a problem.
A big problem.
Not good at
I
all.
mean, like I say, my thing about this in Georgia, it wouldn't if the Republicans had put up a decent candidate and it was 50-50, I could see that. But I can't see how it's 50-50 with this candidate, with Herschel Walker. The dude
Not good.
is dumb as a brick.
So it look like Walmart pulled ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
50-49. Oh, they it look like they put a mark on them, bro.
They put the check out there. Let me see here.
Hold on, what's going on?
That's the Kornacki can. Oh man, I gotta mute this.
It's breaking news.
Breaking live. That's why I pulled out this background. Because we got a lot. That ain't all the breaking news we got too.
So it looks like they called the race, bro.
Now that's now. All right.
It looked like it. I'm not sure yet.
We're gonna find out.
That's allegedly for anybody listening right now. But it looks like MSNBC called the race. Let's see if Fox called the race. Okay, yeah, they called it. It's called all over the place.
All right. Let me go to my feed here. I'm sitting here tripping. I got my phone sitting right here, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, we got a couple things we got to talk about too.
Trust and believe we do. Come on,
It's
Walker,
official.
lose.
Yep.
Lose.
Breaking news. Hit that breaking news. Hit that breaking news sound again.
Okay. Oh, you sure?
Hit it.
It's breaking news.
Breaking. It is official. MSNBC and CNN have just called it for Warnock. So MSNBC
in Atlanta, Georgia.
MSNBC has now officially called a race for Senator Warnock. Yep. CNN just sent out a news flash. Incumbent Raphael Warnock, hey, don't do that, will win Georgia Senate runoff, securing a 51 seat Democratic majority. He defeats Trump-backed Republican Herschel Walker. So that means when it comes to committees and all that stuff, even though Kamala Harris was tie-breaking vote in the last Senate, they still had to split everything even with the Republicans. Now we don't have to split shit.
I see what you're talking about.
We're gonna do it our way.
But you gotta explain what you mean when you're saying committees and what you talking about with that.
Like if you had to put an even amount, of Democrats and an even amount of Republicans. It's basically you had to split power. You had to split the power with the Republicans. That's why that is the reason the vice president is the tie-breaking vote, because you had to split. You had 50 and they had 50. So you really had to split everything down the middle. But since whoever the party's in power got the vice president is a vice tie-breaking vote. So whatever bills you put up, you're gonna win. But now you don't have to. Now you don't have to split power down the middle. Which is a good thing.
I see what you're saying. You're saying like by the Democrats having an upper hand in the Senate, they now can have like committee leaders instead of being split even with the Republicans, right?
Right. So now you're right. Now say you got a committee. Say a committee got 10 members, and you had a 50-50 Senate. So that meant Republicans got 5 members, Democrats got 5 members. You dig what I'm saying? So you was basically through the whole Senate, through everything that went on in the Senate, you had to split power. Everything was split right down the middle, except whoever's the parties in power in the White House, they got the advantage because their vice president, being Cam is a Democrat, for whatever bills that come up, she's a tie-breaking vote. But other than that, everything was split down the middle. Now that ain't so. Everything not split down the middle no more. You know what I'm saying? Everything is advantage Democrat, and then you don't have to call Kamala Harris to come down to the floor no more, the Senate, and break ties.
Exactly.
And
also
go ahead. I think I know where you might be going with this. And then you got people like Joe Manchin. All that shit Joe Manchin was doing with 51 49. No,
it was making it where even if she was to come down and break the tie, he can make it where the vote would be lopsided.
Yeah,
because he the Democratic vote that's counted in there. So if he don't vote with you, then her coming down is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So now this gets him out the way. He can't stall for coal and all this bullshit. Right.
So that mean you already got it's 51-49. So if say Joe Manchin, just like you said, he wanted something for him or anybody else wanted something for their state, and they say, well, fuck it, then I don't get what I want. I'm gonna vote for Republic. I'm gonna vote with the Republicans, and then I make it 50-50. But it don't mean shit because we still got the tie-breaking vote. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So he can defect and do all that dumb shit. See, that takes that dumb shit he was doing out of his hands. How he was holding up bills hostage and all that shit. He can't do that no more.
And also, what it do is it makes it hard for whoever be the speaker for the Republicans to do wild shit, because now it makes it harder for to even sniff the Senate. You see what I'm saying? So now the Senate will be 51-49, where you don't even need the lady to come down. If she coming down, it's because Manchin acting like an asshole.
Right. And the thing about that now is you're going to see in that Senate, you're going to see Chuck Schumer really stretch out, because he really, with a 50-50 Senate, he really couldn't stretch out, but that one extra vote mean a lot. So he gonna really Chuck Schumer about to show his
That's true.
ass.
That's true. And another thing about that is, like Cap, here, somebody come on the podcast a lot. Like what he was saying before about voting Republican and Democrats voting Democrats, right? And then it's an independent. To me, in Atlanta, I don't really think it's a lot of independents, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think it's
Nah,
more people
it's more
lean.
Republican. It's
Yeah.
more Republicans. It's more Republicans, but on the for real, it's a Democrat leaning state now, because in the last few,
I'm
put it
scared to
like
call
this:
it
the
a leaning
Republican.
Democrat. I'm gonna tell you why.
It's
Because
more
look who the
even,
candidate is. You feel me?
right?
Like, I don't know if a regular candidate was there, he could have beat him. You feel me? Look how
Yeah,
close it is with a clown candidate.
right. That's
So
what
it's hard for
that's
you
what
to
I was
say,
trying to point out
yeah,
earlier. If
yeah.
if if but then again, what is it? They closed a couple hours ago, and you didn't called it before 10:30. So it really
Is this a
in
runoff
the
too?
end, and it's in, because them early votes ain't been counted yet.
And it's a
They know how
runoff
many
too.
people
So
voted. Yeah, they know how many people voted, but they ain't been counted yet. So if going by that, and they called it, I think they closed it like 8 o'clock. I think the polls closed around 8 o'clock. So if they called it not even before 10:30, them numbers. He got a nice little win. He got a nice little sizable win. If it went
and
on if it went
plus they
on like
called. Yeah,
late at night into tomorrow, then you would have an issue.
you're right. Plus they called it already. So the
Yeah,
fact they
they
called it now lets you
right.
know that.
It got called before the 11 o'clock news went on.
I tell
So
you now that ain't anything left in the votes that's left are Democratic leaning votes.
yeah,
So they calling it now because anything left, he can't overcome the deficit.
but this is fuck it. It ain't even gonna be no issue. But we already know what he gonna cry. He gonna cry that the fix was in, and all these early votes, and all where did all these votes come from? The same shit Trump tried.
Yeah.
So that's coming.
Speaking of Trump, now
Yeah,
he done a lot, bro.
yeah. Speak to Trump.
He said he want to get rid of the Constitution, bro. Now, up until now, I thought that was all they worried about. That was your gun thing and all this shit, remember? So if you're getting rid of the Constitution, how you gonna do the gun thing? You know?
If you want to suspend, if you can't suspend just a part of the Constitution that you want, you're gonna have to suspend the whole Constitution.
Now you know why
And
he
that's
said
the
that,
whole,
right?
and that's a whole, you opening up a whole nother can of worms. And that's going back just not to make him president, but then you enacting some shit, that tearing up the Constitution means, you can bring back some shit that,
it's silliness,
slavery and shit like that is on the table.
Silliness. It's
So
silly. He's silly.
Right. So dude, that ain't even gonna happen.
And his whole motherfucking organization got hit for tax evasion.
That's what I was gonna get to.
They finally got his ass.
Right. Oh, but that ain't it. That ain't all. That's one. They got the Trump. But see, the thing about that is, but I think it's gonna come back, is that the prosecutor in New York didn't indict Trump himself. It's a woman that did it.
Yeah,
She indicted the organization.
Yeah.
But she didn't indict him personally, when she should have indicted his ass. But I think that's coming back. Now, the Senate got a hold of the tax returns. This some bitch ain't paid $19 million in taxes.
And that's a good thing, because now that Warnock won, we can really dig into those taxes.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you another thing. The Republican leaders in the Senate gonna change that thought process because that disrespectfulness that happened with that handshake thing had
With
to
the
wake
what?
these men. When that motherfucker bitch walked past them when they ain't shake their hand, bro.
Oh yeah,
That was tough.
that was cold.
Yeah, bro. So I know the next thought process is like, we gotta vote with some shit. We can't have people thinking of us like that. Like they'll walk past you on camera.
Oh yeah, and that was planned. You know,
Exactly.
they went there with the idea that they was gonna show up. They was gonna show up the Republican leadership for one, and two, that they knew it was going to be it was going to be broadcast first of all across the country on every. I was just
Yeah.
watching the local news. I was just watching the local news, and they was they was showing it. So you know it's all over the national news, and you can best believe that in most many parts of the world that is being shown. So
Oh hell
they
yeah.
got they got Republicans got work to do because you can't just keep trotting out these races, these conspiracy theorists, these election deniers, these everything is a hoax. You can't keep doing that shit because
Forget it.
you'll never win another election like that. And
No. Now they said Donald Trump and his family were not charged in the case, but the
yeah,
former president was mentioned repeatedly during the trial by prosecutors about the connection to the benefits that was doled out. Now, think about this: they was giving certain people, kids, free
mm-hmm,
school tuition. They was
mm-hmm.
giving motherfuckers free vacations, paying their salaries untaxed.
Now, and it's the same, and this is the same people or the same person or the same dude doing this in his organization, but he bitching, moaning, and got every excuse about Joe Biden's uh student debt relief program. But you're doing
Look,
all this.
exactly.
But you're
The
giving
man,
away.
the nigga financed car leases, personal expenses,
Mm,
benefits like health care, all that, bro. Certain executive that worked in the organization got all these benefits that didn't get taxed.
look, they found his organization guilty of seven on all 17 counts of tax fraud. Now that was at a state level.
They're facing a maximum of
So
$1.6 million in fines
right.
and
And
sentencing.
now, but see what that does is if they got they threw out a 17 count indictment and got 17 and got guilties on all 17 counts. You know what that just did? It just kicked the door wide open for the feds to go up in there to go over all them records. Well, if you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You know the feds come in that joint with a fine tooth comb, and they hey they they might. I think they going for the juggler because
But I think this point on, I think, all right, look, I just think as a Republican Party, right?
mhm,
Right now, everybody that's there only can get elected with Trump voters, right? They can't just get elected with normal Republican voters. They have to have some Trump voters in it. So therefore, they got to say some of the dumb shit that Trump say.
but to see this is the issue too with that, and you're right. A mainstream, a moderate Republican cannot win without Trump voters. That ain't happening because the party is split. But on the other hand, Trump needs Trump needs some of them moderate Republicans for him to win.
So
So
think about
really,
that.
both
Which
sides need each other,
which one
but
you
they
think
fighting
can
each other.
happen first? Which one you think can happen first? Like Trump running. Which one you think will happen first?
Oh, that would have happened first. That if Trump is the front runner, all of them going to turn into MAGA Republicans again.
Exactly. They're gonna start like, for example, he said demolish the Constitution. Ain't nobody said shit yet. not a peep.
Nah, they can't say nothing because he still got enough support and he got more support. He got more support in the Republican Party than any one individual in the Republican Party. Even anybody
Exactly.
that you could put out there, even
But
though
exactly. But only problem
but
is
the
he
problem
can't put
is,
enough to win.
but the problem is all of them other all of the, you can best believe that whoever the okay, say half of the Trump got half of the Republican Party, and the other half is split up among who's talking about running. Uh Pence might run, Hogan might run. The from Virginia, he talking about running Virginia governor. Not I forgot his damn name already. Him, the jump down in Florida. So say amongst them four, you that's the way the other 50% of the party is split up. So at some point, all of them gonna have to come together
Exactly.
to defeat it, and without Trump stealing some of it. So you basically over the next 2 years, you about to have a nice little civil war in the Republican Party. It's about to be on. But what the Democrats need to do, the Democrats just need to get out there and govern, pass some bills, put some shit on the table because a lot of the shit that you want after January ain't gonna make it out the house. So do what you gotta put your shit out there, and then you gonna have to label them like they labeled the Democrats. You're gonna have to label them a do nothing Senate. You gotta do nothing Congress or do nothing House. Uh they obstructionists, they block everything, and you gonna have to flip the script on them just like they did it. They've been doing it for the past umpteen elections.
Exactly.
So you know, and at the same time, this is the time, like I've been saying, you gotta start. You got a opportunity now that you can really get the majority back in both houses and keep it because you need to start grooming some new candidates, some new younger candidates.
Yeah. Now, we want to give a shout out to Brittany Griner before we move on any further and shit.
Oh yeah, we got to do that
I mean, holler
because
at
they
her
done did
for a
some
minute.
real punk shit.
Oh yeah,
Because go ahead.
they got her stuck away some motherfucking way
Yeah, but they
with
sent her.
16-hour work days and stale
Yeah,
food and shit like that. But I don't know.
nah, they they the joint they think they sent her to that they say that most likely she at right now that they sent her to is a joint that's notorious. They don't like gays or gay women, lesbians, whatever,
Not good.
and they racist, so and they known for hard labor. So I mean, we gotta give a shout out and y'all gotta keep that woman in your prayers and hey, at some point we're gonna have to start a letter writing campaign or something. We're gonna have to write the State Department. Y'all got to get that woman home. But it was a report that negotiations is ongoing, and they was hoping to have her out of there by the end of the year. So
Yeah, this getting tough, right? Because she is in jail, so it's hard for people to be like, "Oh, you gotta treat her better." You know what I'm saying? That seems odd
yeah,
to be telling somebody treat somebody good that's in jail, but I don't know, man. That's why I always said since the beginning of this here is just tough as fuck.
yeah. I'm telling you, I think I just I think we should get back. I don't think she ever played basketball again because I think they're gonna. I think they really over there in that camp she got in, and if they racist like that and homophobic like that, they gonna really break her down. They gonna work the shit out of her.
Yeah, but so far the U.S. offered Russia to swap Griner with Victor Bort,
Oh,
Arrested
that's the
on
sucker they want.
he was arrested on conspiracy to kill U.S. citizens. However, as of November 29th, the U.S. has yet to receive a serious response from Moscow.
Yeah.
So right now, I don't even think they ain't paying. They in war, and I think right now you gotta get shots out to Biden too, because
I'm gonna
he helped out motherfucking in the middle of this war. Russia went in a smaller country and invaded, and behind the back and under the ground, Biden has been helping them.
hey that's kind of my point I was about to get to. I think me. I think at some point, because Ukraine just done went and jumped in Russia ass with I don't know, was it day or yesterday, jumped in their ass and fucked them up with some weapons they got from us. And I think as long as United States and the NATO allies are supplying them with these weapons, weapons they'll never had without the support of the United States, and they keep getting in Russia ass, at some point, what's his face over there in Russia, he gonna come crying for for somebody to help get Ukraine out their business.
Hell yeah, he had to have a meeting yesterday with all the fallen soldiers' mothers. So he got a lot of things
Yeah,
going on in Russia that
yeah.
they not feeling no more. He gonna
And
start
see,
squealing in a minute.
and see, being though Russia how it is and the government set up how it is, really information is real hard. What's really going on and how bad it's really going for them is really hard to get out because hey, the state control the media. They state control media. So, ain't nothing getting out of there but what he want to get out. So you don't know. We don't really know yet how bad them Ukrainians tearing their ass up.
No bullshit. But they getting in that ass because
They
once
getting in
mothers
that ass.
start wanting to meeting with the president and all that shit, that he in trouble over there. You know what I'm saying?
He got issues.
Yeah,
And
and not only that, he got people in draft. They got draft going on over there. It's chaos, bro.
yeah.
He want to end this. Trust me, he want to
When
end
you
this.
got when you got to get to the point that you got to institute the draft, you got to
Yeah, it's a problem.
because you got people that don't want to sign up. You done suffered more losses than you thought you ever was.
Yeah,
So
it's
now
not good.
you got to basically force people to want to go over there and fight. So
Do you give Biden a Nobel Peace Prize for this? If this thing end up clean and they keep their country and they start retreating and shit go back to normal, it's like that's close one.
no, I would give it to the Ukrainian president.
I don't know.
I
I
would
mean,
because
he saved his own
because
country.
because you he he's doing something that nobody expected. Nobody expected. Everybody, even Russia expected it. Russia expected to run in there and overrun Ukraine like we went in and overran Iraq, and it just didn't happen.
Nah. That's what
Wrong.
I'm saying. I'm thinking because Biden didn't have to do everything he's been doing. He stepped
Yeah,
in viciously hard and basically fighting with them without fighting. He did this masterfully. I don't
yeah,
know, man. He's an old motherfucker. He been doing a lot of shit slickly and getting results, bro. I don't know. He might seem like he's slow in the step, but he know what the fuck he doing. He passing bills left and right. He just passed got the Senate passed the gay rights bill in the Congress. Some shit the Republicans never put up. It's like you got a lot going on, bro. Passed a lot of bills. I can't hear. Now I don't know if everybody don't remember. We was talking about January 6th.
Oh, that's that motherfucker. He just got convicted. Old rack of shit.
We was just talking about January 6th and everything. And people like him was like, well, he's a white supremacist. And
Yeah, white supremacist.
The fact that they getting locked up is a good thing. First of all, they getting charged for all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. They got charged with
Because they need
conspiracy.
to, because it's some shit. It's just some shit you just can't do.
They got charged
It's
with
some shit you just not ought to do.
seditious conspiracy.
Seditious. So that means you just went against your government as a whole.
Convicted them. Now, keep in mind, Trump then sent letters out to everybody that been locked up behind this shit. There's another thing people gotta understand, man. People ran into the Capitol and killed people and trying to kill the speaker. And he is giving them letters saying thank you and shit like that, bro. Like, this is the craziest fucking thing I ever seen in my
But
life.
see, this is the problem I got with some of the charges, and I'm still trying to figure out that we know the purpose. Well, yeah, we know the purpose of them running up in the Capitol, and all that's just seditious conspiracy and all that shit. That's to do with them trying to forcibly overturn the election. But if you know that they went up in there to kill Nancy Pelosi and hang Mike Pence, none of them got charged with attempted murder or
That's
attempted
true.
assassination.
That's true. Seditious conspiracy.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, maybe that, but how long do that carry? You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that's you can't say that the attempted assassination or attempted murder of Nancy Pelosi on her for real. You can put that on against all what is 500 and some members of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So you could really, because if they'd got their hands on anybody, just about is except for a few they probably let Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, McCarthy, and a few others go. But mostly any of them would they'd have hung.
That's true.
I don't get it. What is
But these little charges they getting is really not no, but they getting something. Fuck it. Like
right?
so many
They give
people,
shit,
they's running the
and they give
Capitol.
them shit.
It's just crazy.
But still, and this would check me, and this would kill me. And still, all of them got all these convictions. Ain't none of them got more time than the one black man that got convicted.
Yeah. They ain't gonna get no
You
time.
got one black man that got fuck no, because everything they getting is like 6 months or 9 months or 4 months and all this shit. Hold up, man. Y'all motherfuckers went up in there to try to overturn an election, to overthrow a government, and to kill the vice president. You went up there to kill. You went up there and you made it known that you was going to kill the second and the third person in the line of succession to the presidency. And come on, all the fuckers getting out of his months.
I'm surprised this shit done made it this long, but I'm really surprised that the person that started this thing is running for president again. I'm surprised at that. Then you got the Babylon to run Fox News. He said he ain't even backing him. So I don't know how you gonna pull this off without Fox News. And another thing about this right here, he gonna say
Truth Social
he gonna
ain't got the clout.
Fox News, what's his name, Rupert Murdoch, right? Gonna say he not backing him no more. But that makes it clear what you was doing before when he's running in. Like, if we turn on Fox right now and they ain't doing what y'all was doing before, that means it's clear what you was doing.
They gonna cross you. They gonna and see.
So you use your channel to promote Trump. You basically saying it, Now you saying, I ain't gonna back you no more. So we turn on TV and y'all not doing what y'all was doing before. That means that's what you did before time. You backed them and used your channel,
But say
Fox Channel for anybody don't know. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox News.
And then the dude that's running CNN now, he used to work at Fox, and he is slowly but surely getting rid of all the liberals. He's laid off a whole bunch last week. So they CNN trying to do a backdoor conservative run. But
Oh no, because all these channels been doing that. Like MSNBC did that a couple years ago. Start trying to switch to more conservative commentary because
yeah,
in the end, Fox
but they
News
had to
still
because
have,
they had none. Because
Fox
for the
News still
longest,
have more people watching their channel. More
yeah, and
conservative.
they
There's more
still do.
conservatives in the United States than liberals. So
But
they
see,
got more people watching that shit.
but the thing about MSNBC was all of the people in the Republican Party that was outcast that they didn't like no more, they went to MSNBC, like Steve Smith
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what's the black dude? Black bald headed Maryland. Oh my God, I just had his name.
But
He was the lieutenant governor here.
oh, still,
Yeah, Michael Steele.
yeah.
Yeah, Mike Tyson was married to his sister.
Yeah, still like one of those Republicans that they had put on MSNBC. They won't put on
Yeah,
like a MAGA Republican or no Republican like that.
nah.
They'll put on
See,
a Republican that's like middle of the road.
but
Ain't
see, yeah,
ain't really
because
crazy.
after they tried to get Michael Steele to run against Obama and he got smoked.
He started being with the Democrats on
they
NBC.
didn't they didn't yeah they didn't like Michael Steele no more, so he was an outcast. So the only way he could go is MSNBC, because they didn't have no Republican voices. Same with Steve Smith. Steve Smith was McCain. Steve Smith was McCain campaign manager, and he was the one responsible for us having to deal with that dumbass Sarah Palin. He the one that went and got her out of Alaska.
Terrible.
And then when that didn't work, he was the outcast. And man, I don't fuck with you no more. You go over there with MSNBC with Michael Steele.
I know everybody watched Good Morning America. And
Oh yeah.
speaking of hosts, because TJ Holmes was on MSNBC and NBC.
And CNN.
Oh yeah, he was on CNN. So I'm not just allegedly. I don't know if it's an affair or not before, but they are together now. She was in a relationship before. She was married or whatever.
He was too.
And now they're together. So you can put two and two together yourselves. You know what I'm saying? That. But when you watch the show, I never dawned on me that them two could be fucking. You know what I'm saying? Didn't you think of that?
Nah. But
Exactly.
see, I want to know who snitched.
That's Amy. I think Amy Robach.
Amy Robach.
Yeah. TJ Holmes. So anybody don't know, that's Good Morning America. You know what I'm saying?
See,
And
for that to come out like that, because that been going on a while, and they've been keeping that under the hat. Somebody snitched. Somebody was probably either some dude that wanted her and he got her, or the vice versa, or somebody might have been trying to blackmail them. And they're like, "Fuck it, put it out there then."
nah, they did it. They fucked it up. They was on. She posted something on social media, and during the video, he smacked her ass.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Like a normal, not knowing that she was doing like a little, little Instagram little shits,
right.
and people seeing that, so that gave it up there. You feel me?
Oh, see, nigga, that was just dumb. You supposed to smack that ass when you went back to the dressing room. You just
So
smack
they
that
both
ass.
has been suspended temporarily.
Yeah, they ain't coming back.
You agree with that?
No, because I'm saying if they was getting it on, they was getting it on. That's their business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had the same situation. You had the same situation on MSNBC with Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski. It was the same thing. Both of them was married at the time. They've been getting it on for years, but now they married. Now they married.
Dang. So apparently this been going on for a minute.
Yeah, even.
And it becoming a distraction on the job site now.
That's what they saying. So it must have been a whole bunch of scuttlebutt around the newsroom.
Wow. I'm surprised because I didn't even know this nigga was hitting this youngin. The whole time sitting there watching, you watch GMA in the morning, not thinking this nigga was fucking hurt.
He didn't tear that ass up.
Yeah. But in my mind, I'm thinking, this thing on this show, he don't be fucking nobody. Or none of these shows. She was on NBC, and there was some fat joints on there.
Yep.
Folk been cranking them joints. But out of all the ones, this was all right here. It ain't. She about the best one on the GMA though.
Yeah. But now, well,
they were sneaky as shit for that. They were real slick.
He can tear that ass up all he wants to now.
Yes, indeed. Now we go on Instagram and smack and flip and rub it down.
Yeah.
With no problem.
Oh man. Now, did you hear about old Supreme Court Judge Alito? He made the joke about the KKK, black kids wearing KKK. Yeah,
that was him.
Yeah,
I heard that, but I didn't know who it was. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was Samuel Alito, Supreme Court Justice.
Wow.
He interrupted Ketanji Brown Jackson so he can get that little raggedy ass joke in, and then talk about some shit about before he made that crack about. She was like, well, if say it was a Santa Claus, I think something like a Santa Claus in the mall, and he didn't want to take pictures with black kids, could he do it? And it's basically he couldn't do it because what's the word that they use? Like he's like Santa Claus is like a I guess like a public figure, and he in the public domain or whatever, so he couldn't like do that. So his question was, well, if a black man was in the mall and somebody from the KKK wanted to take a picture with him, could he refuse? And she was like, that's different. Which it is, because if you got, it's like
the Santa in the mall who doesn't want his picture taken with black children. So if there's a black Santa at the other end of the mall and he doesn't want to have his picture taken with a child who's dressed up in a Ku Klux Klan outfit, that black Santa has to do that?
No, because Ku Klux Klan outfits are not protected characteristics under public accommodation laws.
Well, okay, that's the protected characteristic.
And presumably that would be the same Ku Klux Klan outfit, regardless whether the child was black or white or any other characteristic.
And you do see a lot of black children in Ku Klux Klan outfits, right? All the time. Suppose that just
that's wasn't funny,
right?
Like, I see black kids in Ku Klux Klan all the time outfits. Like, what are you talking about?
Where? Except Kanye West house and Herschel Walker house. Where? Where you ever?
I don't know what he's seeing that at. Like, what black kids wear KKK outfits, bro? What are you talking about? It's not even funny. You talk to the first black woman to be in the Supreme Court. You ask some dumbass questions like that.
Nah, and you slip some little off the wall racial shit up in there. Come on, bro. You ain't never seen you never see, man, a black kid with a Klan outfit. That little kid get his ass whooped.
All right, but listen to what he was saying. He's like, all right, let's say a white Santa didn't want a black kid sitting on his lap, right? And on the other end of the mall, it's a KKK motherfucker.
It's right? A black Santa, and then the motherfucker.
It's a black person. It's a black Santa, but he don't want no KKK kid.
He don't want no kids dressed in KKK outfits to sit on his lap.
And this motherfucker gonna say, "Well, I see a lot of black kids with K." What?
Where?
Who laughed at that? Was that supposed to be funny?
I'd have cussed his ass. You dumb son of a. I bet she lit his ass up when they went back in the chambers.
And then you disrespecting the first.
Yes, I hope she
black-
did.
And I got her on my shirt. I forgot all about that too. I got her on my shirt too. Oh, that ain't her. I got the first. This is the black lady that made the vaccine. This for Juice, brother Juice.
Oh,
If anybody don't know, the lady, the actual lady that made the vaccine is a black lady, and we
sister.
we put her on a display
Sister.
last year on my podcast, Third Perspective. She was the Black Woman of the Year last year. She made the motherfucking vaccine. For anybody don't know, check her out. Little main man, what's his name? Juice. I need him back on here soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wonder, would you take the vaccine now? The black lady did.
Right. Correct. Correctified.
But they disrespected my Supreme Court lady. Can't do
Yeah,
that.
that was a real ugly ass comment. You know, and then you was, but see, the whole time you would expect that when he said something that coon ass Clarence Thomas should have been the one that stood up and asked that, do what the fuck you mean?
He's an asshole. Let's not forget about the 9 that stood out that thing. We ain't gonna forget about them. We always say we ain't gonna forget about these 9 that stood, the 9 congressmen. Women. Women to be exact. When abortion was abolished by Republicans. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna forget y'all now.
I ain't gonna forget you.
You know?
Not on HVP, we ain't.
You know,
you did.
And my girl that's stuck in Russia. We ain't gonna forget y'all too.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
We got y'all.
Won't forget it.
Cause we you know, we're gonna have to do a special black lady show.
You know?
We're gonna do black lady podcast.
Give love to all the black ladies in America. You know what I'm saying?
Now this little curious bastard, Mr. Curiosity right there.
Come on, man.
Curious one.
Curious.
That's Mr. Curiosity.
I'm curious about that.
Curious one. He's the curious one. Yeah, right. You know, and you know that situation. You know, it's a lot of people. You know, them brought out some deep shit. And come on, dude. You in the middle of basically a mob that blocking these 6 black students from coming in. You knew what it was going. You knew what was going on, and the thing was, it wasn't your parents that told you not to go down there. So you say your mother and your father, but your football coach told you to stay away from there. And I'm quite sure he didn't tell you to stay away from there without explaining what the hell was going on, even though you probably knew what was going on anyway. So that excuse don't fly. But you went anyway. Okay. Oh, I just went because I was curious. That's bullshit. You
went down there and defending that shit, bro.
And then you got people like Stephen A. Okay, I understand. I understand the reason behind Dak Prescott, because okay, you ain't gonna say nothing bad about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones and gave you that money, and you know that's your boss, and you gonna keep your starting job, boss. But
man, Jerry got motherfucking. He got motherfucking.
You know, take your foot off the nigger. Put your hand by.
And the thing about the whole thing is, you got all these defenders out here. They quick to condemn Bill Cosby over something that happened about 50 years ago, as foul as it may be. Okay, because you know we did that shit. That was some foul shit, but it was all right to bring that shit up. And then what the excuse they given for Jerry Jones that was the climate of the country. That don't make it right.
Nah, that's the climate of your mentality, motherfucker. To make you want to be there and being witness to this shit. Because curious about what? How to hang a nigga? You want to be curious of how to do this right?
But see, my thing is
how to run niggas off right way.
Right.
Nigga, what are you curious about?
This is where the curiosity excuse don't fly with me. Because if you was curious, you wouldn't have been standing up on them steps with that gang of white people trying to deny them people interest. Now, if you got a picture, if it was a picture that came out that you was there, but you was over to the side somewhere, okay, then you could say, okay, I was down there to see what was going on, blah 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 blah. Or if you was standing there with on the other side with the black people, then you know that's another thing. But you was standing there right there in the middle of these people, and some people say he was way in the back. Way in the back, my ass. What were 3 rows of them?
I don't give a fuck how far in the back he was. He knew what was going on there. You knew, like for example, this crowd right here. Every row of these people know where they there. They're not curious.
They're not curious.
You see what I'm saying? Come on. Yeah. You know why each other person is here and why you here.
Yeah. And
not for the reason he was there.
And then you get this. Then you want to get this excuse. Well, you were 14 years. Okay. And Matilda was 14 years old.
That's enough age. Fuck that.
I don't want
That's enough age to know what you're doing, bro.
Right. Because I knew the fuck I was doing when I was 14.
Yeah, he can stop.
I knew what racism. I knew what racism was when I was 14. Yeah, I know what that nigga ain't coming up in here mean when I was 14.
Yeah,
so
stop that.
Come on,
it's
man.
all nonsense. Straight nonsense. You know. One thing we do, we come live on your ass.
Live.
Each and every Tuesday. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Just like you just got Tuesday. A deep, detailed dive into politics itself. You know what I'm saying?
And we took it old school tonight. We went on a remote thing, but we still handle the business. Dig what I'm saying?
That's for sure.
But we be back. And another thing, y'all know the young ass Bammers out here with these fucking guns out here doing stupid shit. Y'all need to cut that punk shit. Because those of y'all who didn't know, and I left the studio last week, left the pit last Thursday after our last show. I'm on my way home, and I'm in a lift. Some little suckers jacked the lift, carjacked the lift while I was in the back seat. Come on, y'all. Really? Really? We get, hey, look. We talk all the time about, and y'all, it's people out here that don't need guns, and y'all got to get some of these guns off the street because these youngins got guns and ain't got no goddamn business having them. All right, some people, and there's too many people out here getting killed. These people out here robbing motherfuckers left and right, carjacking people left and right, and you got youngins 13, 14 years old, ain't old enough to give a driver's license, out here carjacking people. Come on, really? And stealing cars. That's a good. Come on. So we're gonna get into this gun violence shit again, because we ain't giving it up.
That's for damn sure. Never gonna let that one go.
Sure.
New politics.
When somebody pop a cap in one of their ass, oh, my baby ain't never did nothing to nobody. Why motherfucker shoot?
Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning into this thing every week. Every Tuesday. We're growing podcast. Podcast is growing right now. Appreciate everybody that's on the journey with us, you know what I'm saying, through the politics world.
And you know what? We're gonna perform a booty call podcast this week. We're gonna come on later on this week and get in that ass.
Hey, shots out the water up so far. Everybody said he won.
Got that 51 in the Senate. And in 2 years,
I can't wait to talk to Cap about
back.
cap about this 51
Oh my God.
majority. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it, Cap.
Yeah. Hey, no, but you know what? We forgot to mention one thing. If you don't like it, the door is open. Come on in. We got a seat for you. So even if you like it, the door is open. You know, we got an open door policy. You know, whether you agree or disagree or you indifferent to anything that's said on here, you know what I'm saying? We got a seat for you. Come on in and we can discuss it.
Shouts out to motherfucker Walnut for putting that thing off, bro.
Yes, sir.
Good campaigning out there in that redneck state.
Well,
you know, you pulled it off.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers. None of that shit is on TV. You know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. The hood view.